Hi Chani, thank you as always for uploading your pictures. Really positive. Just look at these, just looking at your photo shoot, just the whole hit of the portfolio as I always do. Excellent, excellent. Okay, let's jump in. So here is getting to grips with understanding aperture and depth of field. Now, I don't know what happened here. Something wacky happened. I can see something moved over here. Oh, it was a chair that you moved. Okay, now I understand. These are the cracks between the chair. So, and then someone moved it, and this. Okay, so let's look over here. Just we can see clearly widest. 1 second, excuse me. Widest 5.6. Now this is at f8, and this f22, and you can see clearly. Looking at this apple in the background here changes, but I can see that's because you moved the chair. But let's just look at the apple. We can see here 5.6, it's blurry, it changes just a little bit, whereas you can see the bokeh effect here at 5.6 is larger than 5.8. That's really the best giveaway, because over here you can see, but it's quite subtle. Anyway, that's good. And then at f22, it's a whole different world. I'm assuming that you've understood that clearly. This should be at AV. Yep, aperture priority, very good. You've done very well here. Good, pat back. Looks like you understand it. Excellent. Okay, head, quarter, half. Okay, so this is more like a quarter. This is more like a half, and this is like nearly this is still more like a half, I suppose. So it should really be cropped in a little bit closer as a headshot. Something just like this. That's good. Okay, so stay sensitive to the space around the image. Be a miser with the space around the image. Don't let yourself get sucked into thinking you need a lot of space around the image. This is great. Happy looking child. Now, this is your quarters. Again, like I said, a quarter should probably be until around here, so it's a little longer, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, though, that it is nice what you're demonstrating is a sensitivity to the directions. We can see the directions going this way, and we have you've left room over here. That's great. Her arms were a little distracting because this line here is very much pronounced because of the horizontal lines going this way, so we see this line very much, so we really actually have a line coming down here. However, your eye bangs in to the frame over here. Now, a very quick easy fix for that would be for her to fold her arms, or even a half fold, which means this arm latches on over here, and then your eye will also move around as well. There's different ways of doing it, but that's one issue technically with the image. That's why that feels a little bit kind of jarring. Okay, and you can see here that it works okay. It works much better like this. I think you should be getting up a little bit higher. You're a little bit low. I think for all these pictures you're a little bit low. You should be a drop higher. Okay, good, well done. Let's go forward. Okay, excellent, excellent example of barrel distortion. Perfect. You've just missed the focus. 1 second, just close my window. But so I'm back now. Like I said, a great example of barrel distortion. Just missed the focus. You are in close at 18 millimeters. Great. Just missed the focus. That picture would be much nicer if the focus had hit. Maybe it was. Oh, is it a 40th of a second as well? That's actually the issue. I don't think you did miss focus so much. I think the problem is that it's a 40th of a second. Remember, is there anything you could have done there? I think your aperture could have been open wider. In the next class 5, you're going to see it all come together, and you'll see that you could have actually had a slightly quicker shutter speed, which would have probably saved the blur. Okay, good. Now this is what I'm looking forward to seeing. Let's just quickly, pardon me, just quickly scroll through. These are excellent pictures. This is of a professional quality. This is of a professional quality. Now, in regards to the stats, let's just go through quickly. Now, stats-wise, we haven't introduced you to the stats, so we're going to see that in the next class. But these pictures could be improved with slightly different stats. So we're not going to talk so much about the stats now. We're just going to get into graphically what's going on here. Okay, where's your focus? Your focus is here. She's a little bit out of focus. I think, yeah, she's closer forward. zoomed in, so that's why you've missed it. You didn't catch it quite. I like the square crop here. It's a nice picture. Again, her being out of focus is a little distracting. What I would probably have her do, the truth is I actually really like this. The obvious thought for me would be to have her give her brother a hug with both arms, but I really like this line over here, and this isn't too distracting. It's a little, this line moving out is a little distracting, and this line as well is a little distracting. It's very difficult to fix that and still keep intimate. What would happen if we cropped in a little closer? Couldn't crop in too much closer than that, I don't think. It definitely gets rid of the distractions. We could also change that in post with a vignette, like darkening the edge of the frame. But other than that, excellent, very good. Okay, this is a great shot. Is that something on her nose? Watching just in Picasa, we can get rid of this by just using the tool in Picasa, which is very good. Gone. The patch tool in Picasa. That's something on my screen. Sorry. This is a great picture. This really is excellent. Excellent. The stats are a little bit wacky, but you'll get there. Not very wacky, but a little bit wacky. You'll see that soon. But this is an excellent image. This is really an excellent image. A great smile. Great. The emotion from the little girl's perfect. Technically, she's sharp. She's in focus. That's good. Or did you misfocus teeny? I misfocus a teeny in a little bit. But she's basically in focus. The shape here that we're seeing is this. You could say it's like this, but it's just, you could say it comes in something like this to be really picky. That's great. That's a very strong, pronounced shape, triangular shape in the middle of the frame. Is it balanced? It really is balanced. It's great. The energy is moving this way. So she's a little off center, a teeny bit over to the right side, which gives us enough room for the energies moving, the tensions moving this way to breathe. Great. Excellent shot. You've gotten down close, gotten down low. The background is not distracting. It's a good exposure. The light on your subject's face is lovely. The pose is very natural. Excellent. You nailed it. This is a great shot. Great shot. We could improve it a little bit, I think, with a vignette in post. Could do something. This could be increased in post. This is also a nice picture. Excellent. Really impressed. Honey, this is great. Really impressive. You've misfocused a teeny little bit. Okay, you have to keep practicing that, but it's not a tragedy. You're in close. This isn't such a big deal. It really isn't. And I think maybe because the hair intersects with the canvas on this side and his arm intersects over here, that you've got kind of two pulling forces, which allows you to stay focused on his face. I would probably be thinking of a crop like this, personally, I think. Maybe. I mean, obviously he would need to be sharp for this to work anyway, but nice picture. Good all-round picture. Good. Okay. So I'm a big or not a big fan of any kind of tree hugging pictures. Okay, I find it to be kind of like tacky, and over the years I've spoken so strongly about it, I've started to get offended by it. I'm only joking. What I try and keep in mind with trees is that the texture of trees is generally very pulling. They're generally very intense. Okay, so we don't want to take away attention from our subject. When we've got our subject's face and we've got a very strong, interesting texture also in the image, what happens is our attention gets divided and they start competing for attention. That rarely works. It can work occasionally, but rarely works. What I'm usually trying to do is use a tree as some kind of like a secondary device, like a prop. As in, I prop my subject's hand on the tree. Now your mind is understanding that the tree has become absolutely secondary to the subject. Also, it means you've probably got a little bit of distance between your subject and the tree, and the tree stops competing so much. Otherwise, using it in the background, getting my subject far from it. That's just my thoughts generally on trees. The actual light on the picture here, the light on your subject's face is excellent. It's beautiful, really is beautiful. The stats could be improved a little bit. Let's see, just cropping in close here, just making it that little bit more intimate. I think that really works. We've also reduced the amount of tree, which I appreciate. This diagonal line here adds a lot of energy to the frame, as does this sharp, this hard texture. We've got a lovely expression, movement going this way from the little boy, and movement coming this way from the tree, which means we're kind of going like this, and everything's staying in. Excellent, great shot, love it. And another gorgeous picture. This really is. You've done excellently. A couple of things here is generally, basically 95% of the time, we don't want our subject's arm straight. It should always be bent a little bit. So if you were to just, it's sometimes difficult. I think a little girl like this, she's probably what, 5, 6 years old. She could bend her arm down a little bit and it would be okay. It wouldn't be too difficult. This arm here is a little distracting. The light in the background, the rim light on her hair is gorgeous, perfect. It's a little underexposed, but that's just 2 seconds in line, that's fine. Great, this is really a great shot. The energy of this arm, if it was bent, as I said, the fact that it's straight means the energy is a little too heavy this way, like, as opposed to if it was bent, it would be a little smoother and a little slower. This is a great, it's sort of a teeny bit close to her chin, but this is a great, what's the word? Basically a great line that moves us around, which gives us a very nice, clean. Oh, excuse me. Always do this. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That when the line that's, there we go. Excuse me. Fine. So we've got a great shape. That's an excellent shape right in the middle of our canvas. Very strong, a lot of power. Her eyes looking straight into the camera also adds a lot. Excellent. Let's see, which one should we take? I think we should take this one into Lightroom. Let's have a look what we can do here. Okay, double click here, import. Let's go straight in, double click and go straight into develop. Now what I do want to do is I want to brighten her face a little bit. I don't want more saturation, I don't want more clarity, I just want a bit more exposure. And maybe a drop more contrast. Okay, now I'm for sure I want to do an iris enhance, no question. So let's just do that. Okay, see how subtle it is? The reason why there's no pins is because I pressed H earlier in another tutorial, which means my pins were hidden. If you press H, it hides and unhides the pins. Okay, so it's easier to see stuff without the pins there. Let's have a look. Press H, get rid of the pins. That's great. It's a little bit, maybe a teeny weeny bit overdone, but let's not really. It's not really a problem. Let's take our paintbrush tool, and usually I use the radial tool for this, but I think I'm going to use the paintbrush tool in this case, just so I can be a little more precise. I want to darken the edges. I really want to put our emphasis on our little girl over here. Again, remember we've always learned, see this is getting a little dirty now. That's a bit messy. I'm going to erase, but I'm going to erase at half flow, which means I can just take away a bit from it. You see, there we go, that's good. Let's have a look where we went from to. I think her eyes are a teeny bit overdone. I think we will drop the exposure by a drop. Let's have a look. Excuse me. Let's just get out of here. There we go. See, very subtle. I think I can also just show you teeth whitening just while I'm here. It's just very easy again. We'll create a new pin and we will go to teeth whitening, which if you look here, it just drops the saturation, picks up the exposure. And just look how easy this is. One sec, I'm also going to put my auto mask so it finds the lines and stops. There we go, very good. Easy peasy, as my mother-in-law would say. Okay, you could maybe spend a little more time making that perfect, but that's basically the idea. Let's have a look from here to here. Very nice. Okay, excellent. You're doing great. You really are doing great. This was this photo shoot that you did was superb, and looking forward to seeing what you do for us next week. All the best.